How's everybody doing? Guys, you guys hear me? You turn this up a little bit. It's a little low. Hey, everybody. I know I look terrible.
Occurred is
It's
occurred.
because I do look terrible. Because I don't. Everything has been crazy. I've had some wild fucking days, man. I've had some wild fucking days. Look great? I don't. I do not look great. My hair is a mess. So yeah, yeah. It's
Occurred
been
is
wild.
occurred.
Um, Loving stuff. Appreciate it. Sorry if I don't like immediately like thank you all. I'm just there's a lot to talk about. This is gonna be a shorter stream.
Occurred is occurred.
Maybe 1 hour max. Then I gotta head out. Cause I'm taking the week off. I need to take a break. So
Occurred is occurred.
hey Zonia. I appreciate it. Zonia's wonderful. Send Zonia love. So if anybody watched any of my
Occurred is
streams
occurred.
on Friday, they would have seen me like acting a little different. On that panel, I was kind of completely
Occurred
throwing it
is
in a little
occurred.
bit. When I talked to Hutch that morning about Israel Palestine, I was throwing it in then
Occurred is
too.
occurred.
Everybody in chat even knew I was like, kind of cashing it in. They didn't even think I like knew the hell what I was talking about. I was cashing it in because I just wasn't in a good headspace.
Occurred is occurred.
And you know, I've seen a lot of people like predicting like why this happened or whatever. You don't need to, right?
Occurred
Public.
is occurred.
And there's one thing I don't like. My chat with Wicked Supreme was a big red flag. Yeah. Also, only here to sin. You sent me a lovely message, and thank you so fucking much, man.
Occurred is occurred.
Or woman. I actually don't know. But I appreciate it. So, there's been a lot going on in my
Occurred is
life,
occurred.
and it's all been building up on top of each other, right?
Occurred is occurred.
The first thing, right, is that
Occurred is occurred.
I'm trying to still process the fact that I was, raped when I was younger, and finally coming to terms with that. I'm still, and I mean, nobody ever truly gets over it. Still trying to deal with
Occurred is occurred.
losing mom, my dad currently dying of cancer, and I'm the only family he's got, and I'm doing and that's the thing that really scared me about doing it.
Occurred is
I don't know what
occurred.
my dad would have. My dad has no one else. If I would have, I got the fact that the family that's closest to me, I don't really like to even go over and like hang out at their
Occurred
house
is
anymore
occurred.
because one of those family members tried to strangle me to death, and that's what made me homeless. Me being semi-forced to come out, not like somebody threatened me,
Occurred
but like
is
the fact
occurred.
that people kept finding out, and I kind of was in a position where I felt like it was something I had to do.
Occurred is occurred.
Breaking up with my partner of 3 years hit me a lot harder than I thought it would. And there was something that
Occurred is
happened
occurred.
that I don't want to completely like throw out there. There was something happened with that really hit me hard. There's something that was said
Occurred is occurred.
that hurt me much more than I thought it would. And just dealing with all these different things.
Occurred is occurred.
Not to mention, like, I haven't given myself any breaks. I've been working nonstop. Going to school full time, working full time, doing political
Occurred
activism,
is occurred.
taking other consulting jobs, managing all these social medias for all these different things. And I was overwhelmed, denying myself the company of others,
Occurred is
and going
occurred.
through all this stuff at the same time. And I have a history of depression. This is not my first attempt to take my own life. A lot of people don't know this. The first attempt to take my own life, I was 10 years old. And it was after
Occurred is
some
occurred.
stuff developed with my mom's heroin use and being abandoned by her. It was also a few years after I was raped, right? So this isn't the first time I've attempted something like this.
Occurred is occurred.
And with that history of depression, it seems that the doctors have said that I do have depression, that I shouldn't have stopped taking meds. And the doctors told me that they are 99% sure that I also have
Occurred is
PTSD,
occurred.
post-traumatic stress disorder. It could be any number of things, but the doctors seem to be very concerned about my case in particular due to the amount of things that happened in short succession.
Occurred
Not
is
to mention
occurred.
the loss of my
Chewy
godmother.
movie reviews $100. Take a break. We love you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not reading everything. Doing my best. And I'm also living alone for the first time. And so,
Occurred is occurred.
last Saturday, after talking to a few people, I even sent somebody a final goodbye.
Occurred is occurred.
I attempted to hang myself from behind me over there. I tied a thing up on the chandelier, attempted to hang myself.
Occurred
And when I
is
say
occurred.
attempted, I don't mean like I thought about it. I mean, I did it. I had the chair. I kicked the chair from out under me. And the thing that gets me the most is
Occurred
there was
is
no
occurred.
hesitation. That's the thing that gets me. The fact that I didn't hesitate. There wasn't like a moment of complex. I just did it. Right?
Occurred is occurred.
And it failed. I didn't tie the knot right. I didn't pay much attention in the Boy Scouts. Right?
Occurred is occurred.
Thank goodness. And instead of stopping at that point, what I went and did is I tied it up again to try again.
Occurred is occurred.
Good luck. Stay strong and do what you need to do to
And
get to a healthier
around
place.
that time, it was two people who were online. I was about to do it again. This time I tied it right. I was about 10 seconds from doing it again. And there was two people online. I hope they don't fucking hate me for sharing this information. It was Supremes and Supreme. And I'm very happy they were there because I would have done it. I would have. And I talked to them, had a long conversation with both of them. Then I had a talk with my ex. And the cops were called. And they came to my home, do a wellness check. And they gave me two options. Either I could come with them voluntarily, or I could come with them non-voluntarily. There was no option of not going with them.
You sit behind a computer and do a debate. It's ridiculous.
Thanks, Logan. I did not want to go with the police. I knew that if I went with the police, I would have to go to the hospital. I would have to go in the ambulance. And it would cost how much? Who knows? Not to mention, I have no clue what's going to happen beyond that. But with only two options of going with them voluntarily or non-voluntarily, which neither of them are really voluntary, because no matter what, you got to go with the police. So I went with the police. And I was put up in the back of the ambulance, and I was brought to PG Hospital. which I'm fine disclosing that was the hospital now. Mostly because most likely in any future event, that hospital is going to be closed down anyway. That hospital, what I didn't know at the time, is probably, it has a reputation for being one of the worst hospitals in the area, in the state of Maryland. And it was shutting down in 1 month. And its psych ward has a particularly bad reputation. And so, for the first 8 hours, 12 hours, after they take my electronics and everything away, they have me out in the hallway. And I'm just waiting in the hallway, trying to get sleep, as there's other mental patients yelling and doing other stuff. And I'm just in the hallway trying to get some sleep because I hadn't slept at all. And eventually, they take me to basically what amounts to a padded room, took away all my stuff, and I was just in there, alone with my thoughts. And I was seated next to a mental patient. Also, I think they screwed up the IV because it bruised bad. I mean, it's now a little duller, as you can see, but it was bad. It was like a lot more in the arm. Anyway, I was positioned next to this mental patient who was outwardly violent and very loud. And this hospital had 2 fire drills at midnight and 4 a.m. So that sleep that I wanted, I never got.
A curd is a curd.
And I'm also like completely alone. Like they've taken away my phone. I can't talk to or contact anybody. And so at that point, the next day, eventually, after they give me the worst food I've ever eaten in my life, and I know it's hospital food, that's across the board, so whatever. They bring me upstairs. And upstairs, I am booked into a room with somebody who's I believe a schizophrenic. Nothing, I don't want to like disparage any disability or mental health problems or anything. But he believed I was a Freemason and he would do random chants and mumblings in the middle of the night. He also had a long argument without, like, just completely at me about how I'm sick and, like, you need to fix yourself and your stomach and you are going to the bathroom too much because of your stomach and you need to do this, and this. I'm like, dude, I don't want to have this conversation. No, I must talk about your health. Just really bad. There was multiple incidents. There was an incident where he got almost violent with staff. There was incidents where people lashed out at staff, all the stuff. That time in that ward was absolutely god-awful, and I'm so happy to be out of it. That was probably one of the worst experiences of my life. Not only did they, thankfully, I was able to get a book in there, which the author of the book, it's a book by Macer Gifford, he actually sent me a DM on Twitter after I attempted, which, super cool, and I saw that once I got out. At that point, I settle into the fact that the food's god-awful. I settle into the fact that they're not going to let me leave, that I am trapped there, and they will determine when I leave. And every night's going to cost more. And I hate being there, and it's actively making me feel worse. I express that to staff, and they keep me there. 4 days. Can I make up with Charmhole? No, I'm not going to make up with Charmhole. He said the reason why I don't like rap music is because I was raped by a black man, okay? I don't think I'm going to make up with Charmhole. I got to stop looking at chat. Now, I'm in there, and the staff was so uncooperative with me, with people who called about me, and just generally, with everybody. A lot of the staff were uncooperative. A lot of them were lovely, but a lot of them were also very uncooperative and very not helpful. It took me 3 days for them to give me my phone after I was originally given it for a short period of time to like settle some stuff. just to get 2 phone numbers out of it so I could call people. And they lost my wallet, which I needed to give them my insurance information, or they were talking to me about paying out of pocket once I got out of there. Meaning I would thousands of dollars. Terrible stuff. And thankfully they found my wallet, lost it again, then found it again. They wouldn't give me any object that was, everything was with spoons, meaning I was eating pancakes with spoons. I was eating like roast beef with spoons. It was food god awful. They made us stand outside and like play games where I didn't want to be around anybody else playing games. We had to throw the ball to each other and like name our favorite foods, like kindergarten stuff. It felt humiliating, honestly. And there was this one thing where there's a list of food items and I get to choose, and I choose hot tea, and they bring me tea packets and sugar. And I'm like, can I get like hot water so I can make tea? Like, and I don't think they're gonna really give me hot water, because why? But I'm like, how did they do that? Why would they give me this? And then the woman who I asked just said, I'm here for me, and then left. I then had to talk to the insurance guy because I couldn't get my insurance card. And I asked him, would you go to this facility? And he said, I have a history of depression. I would never go to this facility. Having the staff of that building telling me that they would never go to that facility. Again, this place was going to close down in 1 month. The ambulance had the option to take me to 2 separate locations. And I said, choose one for me, choose the best one. And they took me there. The whole time, I was drugged out of my mind on the stuff they were giving me. And the problem is, this is the thing that's the kicker. If you don't take the medicine, they'll probably keep you longer because you're not following doctor's orders. If you don't do those sessions, that's humiliating out in the public sphere, in the public ground, they'll keep you longer because you're not going to get credit for it. If you say, hello, this is making me want to kill myself more, or make me want to hurt myself more about how piss poor this facility is, they'll use that as an excuse to keep you there longer. I would see some mental patients who have difficulty speaking, like, go up to staff at times and try to talk to them about, like, hey, I have this issue, and staff just walk away. It's like, well, the doctor said this and you're saying that, and they just walk away, completely dismiss what they're saying. And again, I had no option but to be there. I couldn't leave. I just had to play ball. I was there for 5 days. That was one of the most god-awful experiences. And I'm just saying some of the stuff. There's so much stuff. Some of it I don't even remember anymore. It was so terrible. I'm so happy that hospital's shutting down. And I feel so bad for so many people there. I was talking to people there who lost their children and were coping with that. People with deep psychological problems.
$30. Love ya, Dylan. Glad you're still here.
And let me be clear. I volunteered my time to healthcare workers unions. I care deeply about the healthcare workers of this country because they provide an essential service that we need to live and breathe. And the vast majority of those healthcare workers were nice and good people. The security guards were fantastic human beings. But you know what? That hospital had checked out long before I got there. I got out today, and I'm so happy I'm out of there. Every single person there I asked said they hated it there and wanted to leave. Every single person who was there was basically involuntary. I met very few people who were there voluntarily, and if they were, it was the first time there. And the only reason I was there voluntarily is because I was there voluntarily, as in the cops gave me an option of going there voluntarily or going there involuntarily. And the reason why is because if you actually wanted like good treatment, you wouldn't go there. You wouldn't go to that psych ward. Then there was the curfews at nighttime. And I already talked about the fire alarms in the middle of the night. I remember when I was downstairs in like the holding facility, which I was in the holding facility for a day. Actually, a day and a half. I got there at like 7 a.m. And I finally got upstairs like 3 p.m. That holding facility was playing Joel Osteen and Fox and Friends. Now, that I don't understand how you're gonna like try to help somebody from killing themselves and then put on Joel Osteen and Fox and Friends. It was there. There were so many people there trying their hardest, but it felt like they were fighting against a tidal wave of BS. Complete BS. And honestly, a big motivator for me now to never attempt again.
Occurred is occurred.
I'll keep you in my prayers and I hope things get better.
Thank you. A big motivator is just so I will never have the modicum of a chance to end up in a facility like that again. Never again. Never. And there were people there who I'm talking to who, like, this one guy had his parents, like, his father, like, abused the fact that he had a mental health history to get him there involuntarily by lying. And then he goes to court and immediately wins because the judge looks at the situation and they're like, dope, you can leave. But now that person has a gigantic medical bill because he was forced to go there involuntarily by this hospital. And the thing is, he was telling the staff, the medicine you're giving me makes me suicidal. And they kept trying to push it on him. He was telling him, this medicine you are giving me makes me suicidal. It makes me want to kill myself. His direct words. And they kept. Oh my God. Now please stop talking about the experience of other patients. I'm not going to give any patient's identity. If I overstepped the boundary, I didn't mean it. But I just wanted to express that this place is not great. Thankfully, due to HIPAA, none of them are going to have this information released. When I say I'm right out of there, I mean I'm right out of there. I still got the thing on my arm. It was so, and the thing that got me the most was how much I was bait and switched and lied to. I was lied to multiple times by staff. And I know I had patients' rights violated. I know that I was supposed to be given my options 12 hours after entering. It took them 24 to 30 hours to give my options. And so if I wanted to sign a 72-hour form to have it reviewed so I could immediately exit, it took me way much longer than it should have, extending my stay, which extends my bill. They told me that I would be out of there on Monday. That would be my first chance to get out of there. That's what the staff in the bottom of the building told me. Monday comes, I tell them this. Tell me it's a complete lie. I'm then led that Tuesday I'm going to leave. Oh, it looks like you're going to leave today. And it turns out to be nothing. Wednesday comes, and today I'm hoping this time I wasn't lied to, and thank goodness I wasn't. But then, when I'm there waiting, they lose my wallet, which has all my identification. So all the flight I was getting booked for me to go to LA to try to get away from it all was totally up in the air because that has my state ID, that has photographs I can never get back, that has so much personal and private information. They find it, they lose it again, and then find it. And then, while I am there and I am able to go at any time, I should have been allowed to leave. And they kept me for an extra hour while leaving my ride outside for just no reason. This whole system, this whole time, it was just absolutely terrible. So you're coming to LA to be with Wicked? Yep, I'm gonna hang. I'm gonna be crashing at Wicked Supreme's place. Yeah. My sister was stuck there for like 2 months when she was going to be there for a week, and the hospital is now going to close. Yeah, the hospital is gonna close in a month. And the reason why this hospital is gonna close in a month is because it has a terrible reputation and people don't like it. And this is a perfect thing. Report them. It's pointless to report them because the whole hospital is going to be closed down in a fucking month. And I mean, I had multiple times in there where I honestly felt worse than I felt than like right after the attempt. That was some of the worst like medical that it I maybe the contemplation that I got there to rethink my life a little bit, which I guess that was beneficial, but I could have done that in the company of friends, able to contact others, not with fire drills in the middle of the night, terrible food, restrictions of my freedoms, being lied to by medical staff, and I went to people and said, "Hey, can I please be moved to another room?" And I was just basically told no. I was like, I feel uncomfortable. No. Can I please not do it? Feline, I understand why you're concerned about it, but I want to talk about it. I am making the active decision to talk about my experience. The thing is, what I realized is this place wasn't there to help me. It was there to get me in contact maybe with resources elsewhere to help me. Maybe? I don't know. I'm going to start seeing a therapist. I'm going to be more careful about how much work I put on my plate. And I'm going to try to deal with all this life stuff I have going on. Have you ever heard of Dr. K? A conversation with him could be really productive. Yeah, I've heard of him. I mean, I doubt he would want to talk to me, but whatever. Anyway, man, it was terrible. I really. It was not a good time. And I appreciate all the love and support people sent. I appreciate that.
Curd is a curd.
And I accept that. I do. Thank you very much for that. Now, I just wanted to vent about that. And that's not to vent to say that I'm in the same place that I was when I attempted. Getting the antidepressants are going to help me. The fact to deal with my PTSD, that's going to help me. Because, I mean, there's so much that I have to deal with when it comes to, like, partners in my life getting violent with me. And the fact, like, I guess the PTSD makes sense in, like, a lot of ways that I didn't think about before, right?
A curd is a curd.
There's a lot of stuff that I gotta deal with. Okay, let me also be clear. My description of this particular ward should not be a description that leads any of you to not seek help. I as far as I know, I got a really bad draw of the hand when it came to the ward I went to. Everybody else, if you're going through something, please seek help. Don't let this at all paint your idea of professional help. This ward in particular was just bad. And everyone wanted to get out. I don't know what else to say. I'll get better. I'll do my best to get better. I'll do my best. I'll make my best attempt. Also, let me be clear. While there was some like online bullying, like when I made the thing about, hey, they're gonna take my phone away. I guess they know that access to Reddit right now is not a great thing for me, considering the circumstances. That was meant as a joke. Okay, I was not bullied on Reddit. Okay, I was just trying to dunk on Reddit. Okay, that was just a really, really like dark joke of me trying to dunk on Reddit. Okay, it's the same thing about the first thing I said when I got out was hey everybody, how's it hanging? Right? I just, in these types of situations, I always do my best to joke about it. That's how I deal with this stuff. Or you want to know what? You want to know what? 1 second. Let's see if I can get this out quick. Let's see if I can find this. Look, it's hard for you guys. Okay, I understand you all want to support me, right? You're all here to support me. You're all good people. You're all good people, and I think you guys love me. But this, sending me this as like, hey Dylan, laugh at this. This doesn't help me. This is the one thing, getting sent stuff like this, that could make me want to go back to the psych ward, okay? This type of stuff, you guys sending this to me, makes me want to go back to the ward, okay? No matter how bad the ward is, it's better than having to look at this when I get out, okay? It's better than this. It's better than this, okay? I'm sorry. But anything but whatever the fuck this is, okay? Anything but whatever the hell this is. Okay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I got to deal with, right? A lot of stuff I got to deal with. So I just wanted to fill you guys in on all of this because, you know, I've always been a somewhat public person, public with my struggles, and well, I don't have to tell you guys all this. I wanted to. Have you rethought owning guns in the future? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. This has very much made me reconsider purchasing a firearm, yes. I still believe in self-defense for LGBTQ plus people, but this has made me rethink, at least for the time being, of me owning a firearm. Maybe in the future, but not right now. Am I even allowed to anymore?
Occurred is occurred.
I don't know.
Only here to send $500.
That's a lot of money, and I appreciate it. Buy a gun but store it with a friend? That's a good idea, actually. I like that. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. And thank you. I'm not really in a headspace to completely like process how much money that is. So I thank you, and that's not the first time you've donated. I appreciate that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to LA, and I'm gonna hang out with Wicked Supreme, who Wicked Supreme is somebody I have a lot of trust issues with people. Like, I just do. Wicked Supreme is somebody I care about and trust so much. And I'm going to go over there and I'm going to spend some time with him in LA. And I'm going to fly over tomorrow immediately. I want to be around people. I think I should be around people. I need people keeping an eye on me. I want people keeping an eye on me. I should also maybe meet up with some other people, maybe IRI, Denims, who knows, whoever else is in the LA area. But yeah, that's my situation.
Occurred is occurred.
Yeah. And I need to stop
Occurred is occurred.
being with people who mistreat me. Because I've done that a decent part of my life. And I need to stop being with people who mistreat me. Both verbally and physically. Physically. Because I was in a vulnerable state after I left my relationship. And I think I let some bad people into my life. And I need to cut that out. I don't deserve to be hit. Anyway, Anyway, I'm not dead. I wasn't a good Boy Scout. Didn't hang myself quite right. So I'm good. I'm alive. You know, and someone clip this and send this to Hutch. Hutch, you are now required by moral standards to have me on the depression podcast, okay? This is now a requirement. And this is me shaming you into doing it, okay? You are now required to do it. You have no options. This is not negotiable. This is me holding you to shame ransom. Shame. Have me on. Oh, why'd I drink that water? This was here since I left. Oh my god, why'd I drink that? Oh, and you want to know the best part? While I was in there, I think my strep throat and all the other medical problems I was having kept acting up. So before I head over to LA, I'm gonna mega medicate on that. I got an IV the first day, and the bruise in the blood vessel, it's still, they've IV'd so terrible. I mean, it basically, it was just like, they just stabbed my arm. Like, Jesus, man. How was the turtle in the corner? The turtle's good. When I was going down, I made sure the message people to come take care of that turtle and make sure it was taken care of. And Riley's turtle will be taken care of. I made sure to have my stuff in order. What was my first reaction when I found out I was still alive? Ow. What? I hit the floor. What do you think? I hit the floor. Like, what did you expect it to be? The thing is, I didn't tie it right. So when I kicked out the chair, I just kind of went like, it just kind of went like, and then my head hit the floor. It was not great. Because I saw like a million people check for marks on my neck. I was like, you're not going to find it, man. I'm not good at this shit. I almost sipped the water again. I got to stop myself. This is self-destructive behavior. So obviously everything's canceled for this week. If I do stream next week, it's gonna be from Supreme's house and his setup, if he'll allow me. And because I do enjoy this. This is fun. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah. There's still a lot. Like I'm not like I don't like I feel better than I did on that night. I still got a lot of problems. I still have depression. I still have PTSD. I have a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff in my life to deal with. But still alive, you know? Hit rock bottom, can't go anywhere but up, right? Can't go anywhere but up. Can't go anywhere but the up direction. Bring back Hippy Dippy. It's good shit and brings you company. Yo, you guys, you know what? I have depression and I felt like ending my own life. You know what I should do? You know what I should do, guys? I should host a round table. I should host a round table. I should host a round table. That's a great idea. You know what? Let's host a round table, and the guests will be Tree of Logic, Redneck, Charmhole, and a no comment chick. Okay, that'll be the round table. That will be the lovely round table I host. Okay. Oh, and throw I Hypocrite in there for good measure. That will keep my mental state strong.
Is a curd.
Come on, that's not even okay to joke about. Fuck you. I can joke about what I want. That's another thing. I gotta stop caring so much about what other people think. I gotta stop caring. Joke about what I want. I'll have fun. Okay. This is my career right now as I try to get through college, and you guys at least got me for 2 more years streaming, and you know what? I can't see myself stopping streaming. I enjoy this too much. This has afforded me an opportunity to live a life right now that I wouldn't have been able to live otherwise. If it wasn't for streaming, I'd still live at the house where I got strangled. If it wasn't for streaming, I wouldn't be living on my own. I wouldn't have a lot of these opportunities. If it wasn't for streaming, I wouldn't be going out to LA. I would have left that building, came right here, and just sat here, nothing. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you all. Now, let me be clear. While I appreciate you, Twitter likes and nonsense is not what heals me, right? While I appreciate the messages of support, I do, that's all parasocial nonsense. I need real support. I know at any time I could have tweeted out like, hey, I want to talk to someone, and somebody would be there, but that's not a real relationship. That's between the entertainer, if I'm entertaining it all, and you guys. And so while I appreciate you, I just want to make that clear that I appreciate you as an audience and through that connection we have. It's real support, which I need. Because I don't feel like I have that in my life. I don't. After me and my partner split up, I don't. Ooh. So I'm going to go to LA. I'm going to do my best to have a decent time. And I'll continue to grow. I want to do something with this community. I want to do something with this. I don't want to give up this opportunity that I have to do this.
A curd is a curd.
Thanks for the 10.
A curd is a curd.
Thanks, everybody.